Hey everyone, this is Carolina Teague with Sports as Told by a Girl.com and League of Her Own podcast. I'm here at VodPod Media Studios right here in San Antonio, Texas. And I'm here with the undefeated WBC Super Flyweight champion and 2022's ESPN Male Fighter of the Year, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. How are you doing today, Jesse?
I'm good.
Good. Good. Awesome. First things first, I want to congratulate you on being a champion, of course, and I want to congratulate you on winning ESPN's Boxing Mid-Year Award for Best Male Fighter. Last year, Canelo won. Before that, it was Tyson Fury. Now it's you on that list. How does it feel?
It's amazing, but it's just more motivating to get that official Fighter of the Year. The mid-year was just it was more motivation to go harder in these training camps and come September 17th, I really believe that it's gonna show everyone that I am the true Fighter of the Year.
Awesome. Yes, it's definitely motivation to keep moving forward. And before this interview started, I actually was able to speak to your brother, Joshua Franco, also a world champion in boxing. And I asked him if he could describe you. He told me that you are super chill, that you keep it 100 and you don't sugarcoat anything. And as a boxer, you're an explosive fighter with high boxing IQ and lots of dedication. Do you think that that's an accurate assessment?
Yeah, you got it right on point.
How would you describe him if you had to describe him?
He's a very humble person. He's very nice, very kind. And boxing wise, he has a higher IQ than I do. He said I have a higher IQ. That means a lot to me because I look up to him as someone that has a very high boxing IQ. So I really appreciate that from him. And he's very smart in the ring as well. People always ask him how the sparring goes, and to be honest, he gets the best of me every time.
Thank you. So you guys both represent San Antonio. San Antonio is really, really proud to have you as a co-main event on probably the world's biggest stage for this upcoming fight for Canelo Triple G. You're on the undercard against Israel Gonzalez. How does it feel to represent San Antonio in such a big fight?
Yeah, it's amazing. It means everything to me. It means a lot to me that I'm able to represent San Antonio on such a big stage. Like you said, it's probably the biggest stage for boxing right now, the biggest part of boxing. And to be born and raised in San Antonio and on this platform and to get the support that San Antonio gives me, it means a lot to me and it means the world. And I'm so blessed to be here. And I'm not going to disappoint San Antonio from Saturday.
Awesome. And also another thing, going back to your brother, you have the Marquez brothers, you have the Charlo brothers. Do you ever consider you and your brothers being one of those great brother duos in boxing? And how do you guys feel being one of those, duo brothers?
Of course, me and my brother were very talented fighters, and we come from the state of Texas, so that means a lot to us. And being world champions at the same time, it means a lot to us because coming up as boxers, you always want to be world champions. So for us to be world champions at the same time, it just makes it that much better, and we're so happy to be in the position that we're in.
Awesome. And another thing that I want to ask you too is you're starting to enter the top 10 pound for pound list. If you had to rank yourself on that list, where would you rank yourself as?
Honestly, yeah, I don't put myself in the top 10 just yet. Give me a fight or two. Maybe I'll go back down. I won't go and pick up the title there, and then after that, I'm definitely top 10.
Awesome. And why do you feel like you're not on top 10? Are you just your biggest critic, or why do you feel like that?
You gotta give those fighters in the top 10 list right now. You gotta give them their respect. Of course, I've done amazing things, but like you said, I'm my biggest critic. So this title right here is just beginning, but my time will come. I have no rush. I'm only 23 years old, and it's just a matter of time until I am on that list officially.
Okay. And also too, the other thing I want to ask you is what is your training regimen like, and how are you staying focused, and how are you conditioning yourself for this fight this Saturday?
It's just the same as every camp. Honestly, I feel better coming into this fight than I did with the longest fight. It's kind of weird. I had a short camp in California, but I did 4 camps in San Antonio, 4 weeks in San Antonio, and then facing Riverside. And like I said, I feel better coming into this fight. It's just I trained so hard because I know we're going to provide him from everything. I have the title that he wants, so I can't let this I can't let them guys take that away from me. So I can even harder.
Mhm. And you mentioned you were in Oxnard. Were you at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy training over there?
Yeah, it's in Riverside, California, at Robert Garcia Boxing Academy with Robert Garcia.
Okay. Robert Garcia, he had mentioned that out of all of that gym is considered probably the most talented boxing gym in the world. And he said that you're the most talented fighter coming out of that gym. How do you feel about, somebody like Robert Garcia saying that you're the most talented fighter and is in the most talented gym in the world? And what do you make of that?
It's crazy because when I was a little kid, I was like 10, 11. I would watch HBO and Robert Garcia. He had the table fighters that they were at the top of the game. He had Brandon Rio running for the mayor, Mikey Garcia. So coming up, I was watching that and I looked up to Robert. I've always wanted him to be my coach. So for him to be saying that about me now, it's crazy how life works out. And like I said so many times, I'm blessed.
Yes, Dan, you definitely are. And it's exciting to see what you're going to do this Saturday. You have mentioned before that you've studied Lomachenko. And to me, you both kind of have similar fighting styles. Both of you fight southpaw and you both use angles and pivots. And you've said you've studied him on several occasions. And then when we watch you fight, we've seen those similarities. But you said you hadn't been able to meet him yet. Have you finally been able to meet him or have any conversations with him? Or would you ever consider like maybe having him as a mentor?
I still to this day, I've never met him. I've never talked to him. I have no communication with him. He probably doesn't even know about me, but I mean, one day he will, and one day I will get to meet him.
Awesome. And you're fighting under the co-main event under Triple G Canelo this Saturday against Israel Gonzalez. And he's been described as a tough fighter, dangerous on the counter. What are you expecting from him this Saturday?
I'm expecting him to come with everything. He's fought for a title 3 times, so he knows what it takes to get these opportunities. And for him to get a fourth one, I feel like he's gonna be even more hungry because this is probably his last chance at a world title. So he's gonna come with everything. And I'm ready for that. Like I said earlier, I've been training my ass off, and I'm ready for whatever he brings.
We have to wrap.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to meet up with me. And thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.